Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa ma ba'd. Is page number
61? 63?
Al-Istimna 63. Al-Istimna wal Iman wa Qadf al-Muhsanat. Yes.
الاستمناء والاستمناء والإيمان وقذف المحصنات وما يترتب عليه وعزل من استمنى ولم يخفي الزنا ولا ضررا في جسمه وتوعد وعن أحمد بل فيه مع فقد خوفة كراهة تنزيه بغير تشدد وقد نقل البناء تكفير من أقرأ وثبت أصحاب النبي محمد كذلك من كذب اليمين فإنه ليوجب سخط الله
إن يتعمد. Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa ma ba'd. This is a new chapter. It says Al-Istimna, the ruling of masturbation, wal Iman, and making an oath or swearing, wa Qadf al-Muhsanat, and accusing chaste, pious women of wrongdoing. Okay, so three things: Istimna, wal Iman, making oath or swearing, and Qadf al-Muhsanat, and accusing chaste, pious women who meaning who are simple and who don't think of committing anything wrong or so. So what if someone accuses them of adultery, let's say, of wrongdoing? Okay, so let's start. And what are the implications of these three issues? So let's start with the istimna. Okay, everyone knows what istimna is, masturbation. And knows billah, in this country they teach kids from the very young age. From a very young age. Teenagers or even before. 11 years, 12 years, in the RE and the other subjects. Okay?
Say again?
I say in these countries, knows billah, they teach kids who are not aware maybe because of the young age, 10 year, 11 year or so. They teach you, they tell you what masturbation is and how it needs to be done.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, why then?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So yes, RSE here.
Something that they call RSO.
RS, relationships.
And why I'm saying
sex,
so,
sex
when my son was in age 8 or 9 or somewhere, I withdraw him from, at that time, parents had the right to withdraw. Now I think that even the right has been taken. Okay, 5-6 years ago, yes, the right was there. So I withdraw. I have written a proper letter prepared by a Muslim solicitor or so, and he has mentioned the, what we say, clause number this and that in accordance. Yes. Then I got a phone call from the school teacher saying, why you are so scared for when we are only teaching? And I said, what you are teaching? One of them was this masturbation.
Masturbation.
Yes. I said, look, these kids are, even many of them, they don't know, they are young, 10, 11. And when you are teaching, you are making them aware of something that they are not. And in a way, you are pushing them or telling them, look, there is a way to enjoy yourself without. And once they saw that many Muslim kids were being withdrawn from that, they started putting these ideas through assembly. They talked, my son came after 2-3 weeks, they're saying that we're talking about LGBT in the assembly.
Yes.
In the assembly, you talk about something that concerns everyone, like punctuality, like cleanliness, like being polite, and so on and so forth, not sexual issues or so. Deliberately, they saw that Muslim kids are being withdrawn, so they wanted the message to get across. So in the assembly platform, they talked about those issues. Okay, so he's saying, وَأَزِّرْ مَنْ إِسْتَمْنَى, meaning the one who is involved in this activity or has a habit of then wa'azzir, meaning he should be disciplined, he should be taught a lesson. Meaning if the case goes to the people in authority, then they should advise him and put some penalty and try to stop him from doing so. So he's saying wa'azzir man istamna walam yakhif az-zina. Pay attention what the author is saying. He's saying if someone is not fearful of getting involved in adultery, meaning someone is not fearful of getting involved in adultery, still he practices masturbation, then he needs to be disciplined. What it means? It means that if someone fears that he may get involved in the zina, if he doesn't do so, it means it is okay. Okay, but this opinion is very weak one, and it has been attributed to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Meaning it is Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal who says that if someone is young and cannot control of his lust and desire, and he thinks that he may fall into adultery or so, okay, so in order to protect him or prevent him from bigger evil, so he is allowed, or it is okay for him to practice masturbation or so. But that is weak opinion. The overwhelming majority, majority of the scholars, they have said masturbation is haram regardless. And that is the correct opinion. Where is the dalil to say? Is there in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ, the true believers are those who safeguard the private parts, except for the legal spouses, or مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ, or the legal, what we say, maids, female maids. Apart from that, they safeguard the private parts. And we find in the hadith as well, Prophet ﷺ said, oh, young people, youngsters, whoever can afford to get married, then go ahead and get married, as long as you are grown up and you have financial means. And if someone hasn't got the financial means and he has got the desire but no financial means, then Prophet ﷺ, what did advice he gave? Fasting. Because fasting helps you take control over yourself and lessens the drive, sexual drive will be weakened gradually. Okay, Prophet ﷺ didn't say, okay, there is another way to satisfy your lust and desire. Okay, وَأَنْ أَحْمَدَ بَلْ فِيهِ مَا فَقْدِ خَوْفَةٍ كَرَاهَةُ تَنْزِيهٍ بِغَيْرِ تَشَدُّدِ. Okay, there is another saying of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, which is even more weaker. He says, even though if there is no danger of getting involved into the adultery, still it is fine. Meaning that this is more lenient than the first one. The first one, at least, he says someone who really thinks that if he doesn't do it or doesn't satisfy himself, he will fall. And the second opinion is even more weaker. He says, "Ma faqd khawf," even though if there is no danger of him getting involved into zina or adultery, still it is okay. But it's not the correct opinion. Is the masturbation is haram, regardless, in all situations. Okay, if someone is young and the pressure is on him, the hormones on, and financially he cannot, then he has to remain patient and fast until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eases his situation and eases his financial situation and enables him to get married. Okay, what about masturbation during the month of Ramadan or during fasting? Okay, if it is haram and normal, then it will be even more haram so. And it will break the fast as well. You have to make up for that day. And the dalil is the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, يَدَهُ طَعَامُهُ شَرَابُهُ وَشَهْوَةُ مِنْ أَجْلِهِ. A fasting person gives up his food and gives up his drink and gives up his shahwa. Meaning fast is not complete until a person gives all these three up. And obviously masturbation is from the shahwa. Okay, let's move ahead. وَقَدْ نَقَلَ الْبَنَّاءُ تَكْفِيرَ مَنْ رَأَى مَسَبَّةَ أَصْحَابِ النَّبِيِّ مُحَمَّدِ. Now he's talking about something else. He's saying Al-Banna. Ibn al-Banna, he is a famous scholar, Hanbali scholar. He said the Ibn al-Banna al-Hanbali قد نقل, he has quoted that تكفير من رأى مسبة أصحاب النبي, anyone who believes in insulting the or abusing the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, then takfir means he has committed kufr, he has gone out of the realm of Islam. Anyone who insults or abuses the companions of Prophet ﷺ, he has got out of the realm of Islam. Why so? Because these are the people who have been praised in the Quran. These are the companions who have been praised lavishly in the Quran in a number of verses. So if someone believes that they are this and they are that, or they have left the religion after Prophet ﷺ passed away and so on and so forth, then you are going against those verses, you are rejecting those verses of the Quran. And rejection of anything that has been established in the Quran is kufr. And unfortunately you find Rawafid or Shia, Billah. Yes, Mujahid.
Those man them Qurani people, I think Quran. Are they still inside the phone?
Okay, they're not Quraniyin, they are Shaytaniyin.
The inside outside.
Okay, leave inside outside. That's a word they use. I use the word Shaytaniyin, you can take the ruling. I mean, there is no Islam without referring to the Quran and without referring to the Sunnah. And it was revealed to Prophet ﷺ both. وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. We revealed upon you book and hikmah, something other than the book. وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. He is teaching you the book and he is teaching you hikmah, is explanation, I mean, through his Sunnah.
Can you also use...
And you cannot understand Quran or act without referring back to the Sunnah.
So where do they fall?
Huh?
Where do they fall then? These people?
Let's say they are misguided. Misguided sect. Nothing can be understood. How you are offering the prayer, Aqimus Salah, wa Atuz Zakah, how zakat is to be given. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran with the intention that, and preserved it, so people can understand and people can act upon it. So if you say the Sunnah is not preserved, then it implies the meaning of the Quran is not preserved. The action is not possible. No one can act upon the Quran only. So it's not Quran only in, as I said, use the word they are, rather than I mean, it's misguided heresy, to be honest with you. The word I use, Shaytaniyin, I mean, it's not exaggeration. It's not exaggeration.
How long has that group existed for?
I'm not sure. It was recently in what we say subcontinent, and still there may be some people of that mentality. Okay, let's move. Okay, so Banna is Ibn al-Banna al-Hanbali. And Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, he has a book on this issue. What is the name of his book? As-Sarim al-Maslul. As-Sarim al-Maslul. Meaning, yes, the sword that is up there against those people who abuse or insult the companions of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. على شاتمة أصحاب الرسول حذارك من كذب اليمين فإنه لا يوجب سخط الله إن يتعمد. Okay, now he's moving to the yamin. Yamin is to make an oath, swearing. So he's saying حذاري من كذب اليمين, meaning be aware or refrain from making an oath falsely, making a false oath. فَإِنَّهُ لَيُوجِبُ سَخْطَ اللَّهِ إِن يُتَعَمَّدِ. If it is intentionally done, then it will lead to the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will lead to the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I mentioned the hadith in previous lesson in which Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, أَلَا أُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِأَكْبَرِ الْكَبَائِرِ. Shall I not inform you about the most serious major sins? And he started with the shirk and killing innocent soul. And then he said, أَلَا وَشَهَادَةِ الزُّورِ. Okay, Shahadat Zur something different but still connected. Here also you are making an oath and you know that you are lying. Okay, regarding the oath, obviously we are only allowed to swear by the name of Allah, or by His names or attributes. By His names or attributes. And we are not allowed to make an oath by the name of anyone other than Allah. Man halafa bi ghayri Allah faqad ashrak. So now he's talking about the rulings of oath. وَأَوْجِبْ لِإِنْجَاءِ حَالِكٍ مِنْ ظَلَامَةٍ وَنَدْبٌ لِمَنْدُوبٍ لِإِصْلَاحِ مُفْسِدٍ. Okay, he's saying refrain from making a false oath. وَأَوْجِبْ, and sometime making an oath can be obligatory. Swearing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taking a qasam or making an oath by Allah's name can become obligatory. لِإِنْجَاءِ حَالِكٍ مِنْ ظَلَامَةٍ, meaning to protect someone from the oppression of an oppressor. Meaning you see someone is being oppressed and you know that he is innocent. Okay, let's say someone is being punished and being accused that he has stolen something, and you 100% sure that it wasn't the person, it was someone else you have seen, for example. Here, taking the qasam and protecting the innocent, the oppressed, the victim is obligatory. Okay, making an oath is obligatory here. Why? Because yes, through your oath, you are protecting a victim from being oppressed. And then he's saying, وَنَدْبٌ لِمَنْدُوبٍ. Okay, if something is recommended and you're making an oath, then your oath or your qasam also will be recommended. Meaning it is not obligatory. In this case, for example, you're not saving a person's life, so, but you see something good, something recommended, and you are taking an oath and saying, yeah, you're making an oath, and you're saying, yes, okay, this should be done, or this wasn't the case or so. It's not serious one. It is something recommended or so. So what is the ruling of making an oath in this case? He's saying making an oath also will become recommended. Okay, for example, yes, someone is being accused that he sat in the masjid without doing tahiyatul masjid, for example. Okay, and it's not a serious issue. I mean, if someone has been accused that he has sat without doing, it is bad, but it's not like, yes, he has violated the obligations or the principles of Islam or so. No, it is highly recommended that you pray and sit. And you have seen him praying. You have seen him praying somewhere, and then he came and sat. Here, you're taking the qasam or making an oath and saying that I have seen him praying is recommended, because the whole issue is not that serious. Okay, وَمَنْ يُولِ أَحَدًا كَاذِبًا لِاقْتِتَائِهِ بِحَقِّ امْرِئٍ يُغْضَبُ عَلَيْهِ وَيُبِدِ. And now he's saying if someone makes an oath in order to occupy illegally someone's right, I mean the case has gone to the court, and the victim, the defendant, hasn't got any evidence or so. And now the Qazi is saying, okay, you make an oath and say that this plot or this land belongs to you, and you know that it doesn't belong to you. You have made an illegal or false oath in order to take the right of other person intentionally. Then this is more serious sin. Okay, sometimes, I mean, making an oath falsely is serious, but depending on the situation. For example, you are saying, yes, I saw him doing, or I saw him not doing. It's not serious issue, you're lying. Okay, you'll be sinful, but here the issue is serious. You're lying and making an oath, what we say falsely, in order to take the right of other person is serious. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will become angry. And there is a hadith in which Prophet said, whoever makes an oath falsely in order to take the right or land of other person, Allah will be angry and Jannah will be haram upon him. Some similar words. Okay, وَلَا شَيْءَ فِي إِلَاءِ الْمُحِقِّ تَيَقُّنًا. Now he's saying, if you know something clearly, and you're making an oath or you're swearing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're truthful. So what's the ruling here? It's fine. Take an oath is fine. But be careful, even if you're truthful, don't make it a habit all the time. By Allah, by Allah, by Allah. There are many people for every single thing they take a serious, non-serious. That's also no good. Because Allah is great and His name is great. So don't bring Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in minor issues. You only take a qasam, make an oath while you're truthful and when it is needed. ولا شيء في إله المحق تيقنا. Okay, ولا تجعلن الله دونك جنة بأيمان كذب كالمنافق تعتدي. Okay, and don't make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a shield. Don't use Allah's name as a shield. What it means? It means you're making qasam or you're making an oath or swearing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala His name, and you're using Allah's name as a shield. For example, business people sometimes, Muslims they say, by Allah, I bought myself this is, and I'm only making very little profit, and this is a good, and it is unused, and every time they swear. So that's what he's saying, لا تجعلن الله دونك جنة بأيمان كذب. Meaning, especially if it is meaning you're making oath falsely. Even if you're truthful, as I mentioned, it's not appropriate that you take an oath or swear by Allah's name in every single issue. Only do so for the first condition, you're truthful and you're doing when it is needed and the matter is serious. وَيُكْرَهْ تَكْثِيرٌ وَإِفْرَاطُ صَادِقٍ. That's what he's saying. He's saying even if you're truthful, but swearing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot is wrong. Why so? Because you develop the habit, sometimes you may swear by Allah's name even when you are lying, because it is on the tip of the tongue. Okay, from here, see, the scholars have said it, don't get involved in normal talk too much as well, even though it is normal and allowed. But what happens if you're too much involved, it may take you to something prohibited. You may start backbiting, or you may start making fun of others, and so on and so forth. Okay, now he's saying, وَمَنْ يَكُ خَيْرًا هِنْثُهُ فَهُوَ سُنَّةٌ وَنَدْبٌ لَدَى الْقَاضِي لَذِي الْحَقِّ يَفْتَدِي وَلَا بَأْسَ فِي إِيمَانِهِ مَا صِدْقِهِ وَلَا يَنْفَعُ التَّعْوِيلُ مِنْ كُلِّ مُعْتَدِي. Okay, he's saying, وَمَنْ يَكُ خَيْرًا هِنْثُهُ فَهُوَ سُنَّةٌ. What hints means? Breaking your oath. Okay, breaking your oath. What's the ruling of breaking your oath? You have taken qasam that you will do or not do something. Okay, so the thing that you have taken qasam upon, if it is normal and legal, try to protect your qasam. Okay, for example, you said, I'm not going to lie. Something really good. One suppose not to lie, but you have taken oath, or you have made an oath. In this case, yes, preserve your oath and don't break it. But what if you have taken a qasam of not doing something good? I'm not going to visit you anymore. I'm not going to speak to you anymore. And yes, you have made an oath. So what's the ruling here? The ruling is, yes, I mean, if something that you have made qasam for is obligatory or something haram, then obviously you have to break your qasam and pay the expiation, pay the kafara of the qasam. But if the thing that you have made a qasam that you're not going to do, if it is a recommended thing only, recommended thing, for example, you said, I'm not going to pray Salatul Duha. Okay, praying Salatul Duha is recommended. And you have said, I'm not going to do this week, for example. So what's the ruling? Do you have to break your qasam, or is it recommended? Recommended to break your qasam. It's not obligatory. Why so? Because the thing that you have taken qasam upon is recommended in itself. Here, breaking your qasam will be recommended. Meaning it's good that you break the qasam and pay the kafara and start doing the Zuhr prayer. But if you say, for example, that you are not going to pray Zuhr prayer today, then breaking qasam is obligatory. Here, hence, breaking qasam is obligatory and pay the kafara. Yes, Mujahid?
You lost me there.
Huh?
You said prayer Zuhr prayer recommended.
No, Zuhr prayer is obligatory.
Duha.
Duha prayer.
Duha. Duha. Yes.
I said Duha prayer, Ishraq prayer is recommended if someone makes an oath that this week or for 2 weeks I'm not going to pray. So do we say you have to break? We don't say that you have to break. Why? Because praying in itself is recommended. So breaking the qasam will be recommended. It's good that if you break and start praying and pay the kafara.
Yeah, there's a
I missed what is paying the kafara means.
Okay, if you break the qasam,
Yeah.
then you have to pay the penalty. And what is the penalty of the qasam? Okay, some people straight away say 3 days fasting. It's not straight away 3 days fasting. فَكَفَارَتُهُ إِطْعَامُ عَشْرَةِ مَسَاكِينَ مِنْ أَوْسَطِ مَا تُطْعِمُونَ أَهْلِيكُمْ أَوْ كِسْوَتُهُمْ وَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ. So this is the kafara penalty. If you have make an oath that you're not going to do or you're going to do, but you broke your qasam. Okay, so feed 10 miskin, provide them food, or provide them clothing, or free a slave. So you have choice between these three. Either feed 10 poor people, or give them the libas, clothing, or free a slave. And if someone is unable to do any of them, then he has to fast 3 days. For let's say someone is able to feed 10 poor people, give them food, he is rich. You don't have to be a proper rich. If you got something, still you can feed 10 people. So if he is going to fast straight away, then it's wrong. Back in India, yes, people say, yeah, break your qasam, fast 3 days, or I will fast on your behalf. So it's not straight away fasting.
And when you feed these people, you have to give like 2.5 kilos, or is there any certain amount you have to give?
I think it is the same, meaning the same amount will be applicable when you are not fasting, or an elderly person is not fasting, he has to feed one person for each day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So either the food you give, or the rice and something, or you prepare the food and give them. Or even if you give them money, but I'm not sure. Sometimes they may not use to buy food and eat, they may spend on other thing. So here it says it'am. Okay? So be careful. Giving money may not be right. Why so? For example, you may give money and the person may not use the money for buying food and eating. He may have some other issues to clear. Okay, ولا بأس في أيمانه مع صدقه ولا ينفع التعويل من كل معتد. He's saying ولا بأس في أيمانه مع صدقه ولا ينفع التعويل من كل معتد. In كل معتد. Meaning if a person is wrongdoer and he's making an oath and he's doing ta'wil. Okay, what ta'wil means? Meaning ta'wil means you are saying something, your intention is different, but the listener will understand something different. Like tawriya and ta'wil is the same here. So he's saying if a person is mu'tadi, is wrongdoer, and he's making an oath and he's misleading the person, meaning he's taking an oath or making an oath and his intention is different and the person thinks something differently. For example, okay, someone has stolen someone's money or owes money or stolen money, and he says, look, I haven't taken your money, and his intention is the money is not with me now, in my pocket or so. Okay, and he's making an oath, he's saying, I haven't got your money, I haven't. And his intention is, yes, I haven't got your money at this moment. It's there in the bank with your home or so. And the person who is listening, he understands that he hasn't taken money at all. So he's saying if a person is wrongdoer, then no way he can make an oath and try to make the person or make him understand in a different way. Okay, the tawriya is only allowed when you are upon the truth or when your intention is to do something good. For example, two disputing people and you want to bring peace among them. You want to make peace among those two people who are not getting on well or have dispute. Here, ta'wil and tawriya, even what we say, a little lie is allowed.
A white lie.
White lie is allowed. Why? Because the intention is good. It's not white. Huh? White one is the big lie. Huh?
It's the bad lie this time, yeah?
Okay, let's say my little one. For example, yes, you go to the other person and you say, look, I saw him making dua for you. Why are you angry for no, meaning why are you upset with him for no reason? I heard him, I'm sure that he was making dua for you. And his intention is that in at-tahiyyat we make dua for everyone. We say, wa ala ibadillahi salihin, assalamu alayka wa ala ibadillahi salihin. May peace be upon you and may Allah's peace be upon all righteous people, all Muslims. And when we say Allahumma ighfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat, is that clear now? We are including everyone. Okay? And the listener will think, oh, he was making mention of me specifically and making dua. Okay? So it is not lie, rather it is tawriya and ta'wil. So with that intention is fine, but if someone is oppressor and making an oath and trying to do tawriya, he is not allowed.
How is the oath made with kids? So for example, you say something that you will do this one, and then you don't do that for kids.
Okay, oath is when you say something and mention the name of Allah. By Allah, I'm going to do that. By Allah, I will buy you this. Okay, and you mean it. Meaning, yes, your intention is there. You know what it means, and you know what its implications. Then you will be questionable. Okay, there is another one. It's called Yameen la yu'akhidukumullah billaghwi fi aymanikum. Meaning, some people just say by Allah and they don't mean. It is meaning, yes, you know some people when they speak. In a short interview, they say, you know, maybe 20 times. Alhamdulillah. 10, 20 times in a minute or 2 minutes interview. So some people are that habit, by Allah, they don't mean the qasam. So here, there's no penalty of kafara. And you won't be held by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you did not mean it. But if a person is taking or making an oath by Allah's name and he knows the meaning and the intention is there, then yes.
So going on what Shahabuddin says, like, Wallahi is swearing, but if you say I promise,
if you just say I promised, still, if it is a promise, you should fulfill, but it's not qasam. If you don't do so, there is no kafara penalty. But if you say, by Allah, I will do that, then yes.
But the Muslims should be
fulfilled, keep their promises, yes.
Keep their covenants.
Nowadays we say, see you later and come tomorrow, and they don't mean anything.
Or sometimes they say inshallah, when the kid says the word inshallah, say, oh, you're not going to make it.
Hey.
No, inshallah is open. Once you come to us inshallah, it's open. It's like maybe not, maybe not.
Okay, inshallah is two types.
Yeah.
Inshallah is tahqiqan and inshallah is taliqan. Pay attention what tahqiq and taliqan means. Tahqiqan means your intention is there and you're trying to connect it with the qaza of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, I will come provided Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written that for me. So this is, you have the intention and you're connecting that with the qaza of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and qadr. That is okay. It's called inshallah tahqiqan. Sometimes you have no intention. You have no intention to do or not to do. You say, if Allah has written, yeah, that will happen. So this is called inshallah ta'liqan. Okay? I mean, you have to use inshallah in the first sense more than the second one. meaning there's no intention also, and you say, okay, if Allah has written that, I will do it. Okay, but again, something related with inshallah. In the qasam, if you say inshallah, by Allah, if Allah wills, I will do that, then you're safe. Even if you don't do it, there's no kafara, because you have connected it with the what we say, Mashiach of Allah. And there is a hadith, the Sulaiman alayhi salam in the Sahih Bukhari. Yes, he made qasam that he's going to visit all his 100 wives, and he said they will bring a child, okay, and all of them will become, yes, I mean become faris and grow up and participate in jihad. And what happened? He went, saw all his wife in one night. Okay, prophets are different physically as well. Okay, prophets are physically different. And because, yes, he made a qasam and he did not say inshallah. Prophet ﷺ said, had he said inshallah, Allah would have honored his promise or fulfilled his promise. And only one wife out of them got pregnant. Even that one, the baby that came wasn't normal either. Out of 100 wives, only one became pregnant, and even the baby that she gave birth to wasn't 100% fit or normal. So inshallah, the barakah of inshallah. And Prophet ﷺ said, had he said inshallah, Allah would have respected his or honored his desire, and each one would have got pregnant and brought a male child, would have become later on.
So he would have said, Wallahi, I'm going to do this, inshallah.
He said it, but he didn't say inshallah.
So you can say Wallahi and then inshallah at the end.
If you say inshallah at the end, you're safe. Meaning, even if that thing didn't happen and you didn't do, no penalty, because you made istisna.
في الدعاء يعني ما تجزم بدعاء، الدعاء إذا دعا أحدكم فليجزم بالمسألة.
Okay, when the brother is saying that's something different, when you're making dua, no inshallah there, obviously you're asking something. For example, you're saying, oh Allah forgive me. Don't say, oh Allah forgive me if you will. In good things, when you're making dua, yes, because it is your need and you're desperately in need of Allah's mercy and forgiveness and Jannah, then yes, no inshallah.
And in a similar way, when you say, if somebody says to you, may Allah make you successful, some people will say inshallah and some people will say ameen.
I think it's
The
ameen.
person should respond with ameen, isn't
I
it?
think it is.
You should have certainty in your request.
It is, you're making dua, may Allah make you successful, you say ameen. Okay, let's take a couple of lines and then stop. ولا يجب التكفير من هنث حالف سوى حالف بالله ربي وموجدي. He's saying if someone makes an oath not with Allah's name, with someone other than Allah's name, okay, so there's no honor, meaning this oath in itself is wrong. Even if he breaks or not breaks, there's no kafara. Is that clear now? If someone is taking qasam by other than Allah's name, which is wrong, okay, let's say yes, he didn't honor the qasam, nothing upon him, because the qasam itself is not sanctioned, not valid, so there is no sanctity for this type of qasam. Okay, and let me mention the saying of Abdullah ibn Masud. He said, for me, falsely making an oath by Allah's name is believed than making an oath by the name of other than Allah truthfully. Meaning there, even if I'm truthful, I'm committing shirk. Here, I'm making qasam by Allah's name, I'm lying, so you are not committing shirk, you are being sinful. Is it clear now? Me taking a qasam falsely or making an oath falsely in Allah's name is more beloved than making an oath in the name of other than Allah and being truthful. Is that clear now?
Yes.
Yes. Why so? Because in the second case, you're truthful but you're committing shirk. And here you're lying, but you haven't committed shirk. Yes, you have lied, and which is a sin.
And that covers things like, is this referring to other gods that people worship? Because like in the English culture, people used to say, by my mother's grave.
Everything, by my father, by my mother, even by prophet, let's say someone, or by Jibreel, other than Allah, anyone. So there's no sanctity for this qasam, and yes, and even if a person is breaking his qasam, that's fine, there's no kafara, because the qasam in itself is not valid. Okay, we'll stop here. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayk.